Nowadays we are hearing a lot about electric vehicles through electronic, print and social media. Large vehicle companies introduced new designs of powerful electric motor and battery cars to the market to attract their customers. If you're just new to electric cars, you might think that their history goes back just a few years. Though, there have actually been a few ages of electric cars, dating back to the early 1800s. Let's have a stroll through time. In 1828, Hungarian inventor János Jedlik, who had invented an early electric motor, builds a small, model car powered by this motor. In 1834, Vermont blacksmith Thomas Davenport and his wife Emily build a small, model electric car that runs on a circular, electrified track. The Davenports use silk from Emily's wedding dress as wiring. In 1835, in the Netherlands, Professor Sibrandus Strating of Groningen and his assistant, Christopher Becker, build a small electric car powered by primary cells, non-rechargeable batteries. In 1837, Thomas and Emily Davenport, and their colleague Orange Smalley, received the first American patent for an electric machine or motor. In 1837 and 1841, large-scale, electric cars, are finally built by chemist Robert Davidson of Aberdeen. Powered by galvanic cells, the larger one, built in 1841, can pull 6 tons at 4 miles per hour for about 1.5 miles. In 1859, French physicist Gaston Planté invents the lead-acid battery, which actually makes practical electric cars a possibility. Lead-acid batteries are still used in some electric cars today, and are used in gas-powered cars to help start the engines. However, most modern electric cars use lithium-ion batteries. The lead-acid batteries used to start cars are still very similar to what Gaston created. In 1881, French scientist Camille Alphonse Faure greatly improves the design of lead-acid batteries, increasing their capacity considerably. This leads to industrial-scale production of lead-acid batteries. In 1881, an electric tricycle built by Gaston Planté is displayed at the International Exhibition of Electricity in Paris. In 1881, Parisian engineer and carriage builder Charles Jontaud, with the help of Camille Alphonse Faure, builds an electric car using a Tilbury-style buggy, a Graham motor, and the Fullman battery. In 1881, Englishmen William Ireton and John Perry build an electric tricycle, the first vehicle to use electric lights. It uses lead-acid cells, has a range of 10 to 25 miles, and has a maximum speed of 9 miles per hour. In 1884, English inventor Thomas Parker builds in first practical production electric car in London. He uses high-capacity, rechargeable batteries that he designed. Parker also electrified the London Underground, was responsible for overhead tramways in Liverpool and Birmingham, and has other such accomplishments to his name. In 1884, college dropout Andrew Riker, while living in his parents' basement, develops an electric trike using lead sulfuric acid batteries that has 25 miles of range. In 1888, Andrew Riker forms the Riker Electric Vehicle Company, which is based in Elizabethport, New Jersey. In 1888, Philip Pratt demonstrates an electric tricycle built for him by Fred M. Kimball of Fred M. Kimball Company. Despite Riker's, lesser-known, electric trike being built a few years earlier, many say that Pratt's electric trike is the first in the U.S., and Pratt is often given the title, "Father of the American Electric Automobile." In 1888, the first electric car in Germany is built by Andreas Flocken. In 1888, Elwell Parker Company and rivals merge in England to form the Electric Construction Corporation. The Electric Construction Corporation thus gains a monopoly on the production of electric cars in the coming decade. In 1890–1891, the first American electric car is built by William Morrison. The 6-passenger wagon can travel up to 23 km/h. The car may also be the first land vehicle steered with a wheel. Morrison, a chemist, moved to Iowa from Scotland in 1880. In 1893, William Morrison's electric car is shown at the World's Columbian Exposition, in Chicago, seen by basically everyone who would become influential in the early years of electric vehicle development.
In 1884, English inventor Thomas Parker builds in first practical production. In 1894, Louis Antoine Krieger begins building electric, horseless carriages, in Paris. They use regenerative braking, with the captured energy stored in a battery and later used to help power the motor. In 1894, mechanical engineer Henry G. Morris and chemist Pedro G. Chalom build the first successful electric car. With backgrounds in the dwindling battery streetcar market, Morris and Chalom developed the Electrobat, like a small battery streetcar. It has a top speed of 15 mph and uses a lead-acid battery. It goes into production the following year, 1895. In 1895, the first known U.S. auto race is won by an electric vehicle. In 1896, the first car dealer is set up in the U.S. It only sells electric vehicles. In 1896, Morris and Chalom build a 2-seat, electric road wagon, and form the Electric Carriage and Wagon Company, apparently the first electric car company in the United States. Developed as coupes and hansoms for New York City taxis, the electric road wagons each have rear-wheel steering, 2.5 horsepower motors, 44 lead-acid cells, and a range of 30 miles. In 1896, to overcome range limitations and lack of charging infrastructure, a battery exchange service is proposed. Implemented by Hartford Electric Light Company, the service is initially available for electric trucks. In 1897, a fleet of electric vehicle taxis is brought to London by Walter C. Bursey. They received the nickname Hummingbirds because of the light humming sound they make. In 1897, a fleet of electric hansom cabs is brought to New York City by Samuel's Electric Carriage and Wagon Company. In 1897, the first car with power steering is built. It's an electric car. In 1898, Dr. Ferdinand Porsche, 23 years old, builds his first car, the Lohner Electric Chaise. It has a hub motor at each driving wheel and is reportedly the first front-wheel drive car in the world. In 1898, Count Gaston de Chasseloup-Laubat of Paris sets the first known speed record in a car, going faster than any human before at 62 km/h in his electric Gentaude. This earns him the nickname Electric Count. Incidentally, the world record lasts for just a few days before being beaten by another electric vehicle.
In 1899, Camille Janatzi and Count Gaston de Chasseloup-Laubat trade speed records several times throughout the year, ending in Camille Janatzi breaking the 100 km/h speed barrier in an electric vehicle. He reaches a top speed of 105.88 km/h. Janatzi's vehicle is named the Never Satisfied. In 1899, Riker Electric Vehicle Company, Electric Carriage and Wagon Company, Electric Storage Battery, and Samuels Electric Carriage and Wagon Company merged to form the Electric Vehicle Company, attempting to create a monopoly in the U.S. electric vehicle market. In 1899, MIT electrical and mechanical engineering graduate Clinton Edgar Woods incorporates Woods Motor Vehicle Company, 3 years after forming American Electric Vehicle Company, which then became Waverly Company. In 1899, the Baker Electric, the first production electric car, is born. It is produced by Baker Motor Vehicle Company. In 1900, 38% of U.S. automobiles, 33,842 cars, are powered by electricity, 40% by steam, and 22% by gasoline. In this first part of Electric Car Evolution, we provide information about electric vehicles from 1828 to 1900 regarding 72 years, and how electric cars developed and evaluated. Now we will provide information in our second video regarding electric vehicles and which types of new and fast electric vehicles are introduced in the market, and then how it fails to attract their customer.